So it looks like Kim Kardashian is 100% on Kanye West's side when it comes to his relationship with Bianca, because she is putting all the blame on Bianca, making it clear that Kanye was a victim in his marriage. For a long time, we thought that Kanye was the one pulling the strings in the marriage, which isn't surprising given the insane things that we've seen Bianca do in the 3 years since they have been married. Their shenanigans have only gotten more and more elaborate and concerning since then, and Kanye has come under fire for being a creep. It also probably didn't help that he often brags about how he has total control of Bianca and that she does whatever he wants her to. Well, Kim is not trying to rewrite the narrative, claiming that Bianca has been the brains behind this mess and has been playing the media this entire time. And get this, Kim is not just making empty promises, because she pulled up with some receipts to back up her claims. And it looks like she is completely Team Kanye on this one, so let's break this down. Okay, first of all, we need to establish the fact that Kim might not exactly be a reliable narrator, because, well, it has been long established that she doesn't really like Bianca that much. To be fair, Kanye did marry Bianca without giving Kim or the kids a heads up, and she was stuck having to explain to her kids that their daddy had a new wife and they had a stepmom, and considering that their kids were pretty young, well, that conversation was probably confusing AF for the kids. Kim and her family struggled to accept the reality of Kanye's new relationship, and according to an insider, the family isn't taking this as a marriage yet. They don't know what it is. They aren't sure if it is a PR stunt. They are waiting to see if he files for papers. They are nervous because if it's real, she would be in the children's lives. Not only that, but Kim herself threw shade at the marriage on her Instagram, saying, "I'm really in my quiet girl era. I don't have much to say, just much to do." She also said, "Just remember, the black sheep usually turns into the goat. Keep doing you, and people who want to see you win will help you win. Remember that." She also gave an interview alleging that Kanye was making co-parenting challenging, criticizing him for not being actively involved as a father to their 4 children, and it looks like she held Bianca responsible.
That's all I want for my kids, as long as they can have that. That's what I would want for them, you know?
But wait, there's more. She was reportedly jealous of how much her daughter, North, seemed to like Bianca. An insider revealed that North thinks that Bianca is super cool. This made Kim super upset, and the insider claimed that Kim thinks Bianca is getting too close to her daughter, and she is definitely jealous of the new woman in West's life. It's already a nightmare co-parenting with Kanye. This is just another wrench. Insiders also reported that Kim had issues with the way Bianca dressed, and made sure that Bianca was never dressed that way in front of her kids. A source said, Kim instructed Kanye to never let Bianca dress like that around their kid. She is truly surprised that Kanye would let his wife leave the house like that. Like the rest of us, Kim also had major issues with Kanye and Bianca's Grammy stunt, and she was furious about what it would mean for their kids, especially North, who simply idolizes her father. A source said, Kim is disgusted and alarmed by Kanye's stunt on a lot of different levels. What makes her really furious is how he stood there, ordering Bianca to do really demeaning and humiliating things. She can see how he gets off on this as a power trip. North idolizes her dad, and what is Kim supposed to say now? As for Saint, Kim is worried about what his friends will say. So yeah, Kim has a lot of reservations about Bianca, which would make her super biased. But to be fair, every smart person feels a type of way about Bianca and Kanye because, well, the reasons are right there for us to see. But still, Kim is claiming that Bianca is not exactly the innocent person we think she is because she is sneakier than we know. First off, there's the fact that she is from a mobster family and grew up knowing what her family did for money. And not just any mob family, but one of the biggest and most notorious mafia families in Australia. According to reports, Bianca's father, Leo Sensori, did hard jail time after being convicted in 1982 on a charge of possessing a prohibited import substance and sentenced to 5 years with a minimum of 3. Leo also has convictions for possession of a pistol and fully jacketed ammunition. Reports also said that in 1991, Leo's former wife, Faye Glasscott, spilled the beans on his illegal gambling empire. She told Herald Sun reporter John Sylvester that Leo had been involved in a cartel that controlled a large slice of a lucrative illegal gambling industry in Melbourne during the 80s. Ms. Glasscott at the time said her former husband had made a fortune from illegal gambling. Leo's ties to the mafia ran so deep that rival gangs reportedly wanted him dead, so much so that the situation became too volatile to ignore. Things escalated to the point where law enforcement had no choice but to intervene, stepping in to provide him with protection. Just think about that for a moment. Despite his criminal background, the danger surrounding him reached a level where even the police had to take action to keep him alive. That speaks volumes about the kind of influence he wielded, and honestly, it makes you wonder just how much power he still holds to this day. A source said, Sensori accepted a police guard when detectives detectives discovered a group of bandits planned to kill him, police were told a gang intended to kill Sensori in the garage of his home and steal his takings from the gambling machines. The gang expected him to be carrying about $60,000 cash. Police guarded Sensori even though they knew he was heavily involved in illegal gaming. But wait, there's more, because her father was not the only one involved in the criminal life. Because according to multiple reports, her uncle, Aris Sensori, is a notorious gangland killer once dubbed Melbourne's Al Capone. Aris was sentenced to death in Western Australia for a murder, but the sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment. Also, her oldest brother, Edmondo, known as Eddie Capone, has convictions in Victoria for violence, including assaulting police, theft, and threats. Her family also ran an illegal gambling operation, among a lot of other shady stuff that I can't even start to get into. And Bianca wasn't exactly ignorant because she was raised in a $2.8 million mansion, so she knew what was going on. So all that stuff about her being an innocent bystander in Kanye's shenanigans is just a pile of BS, because she's not as innocent as we thought she was. Oh, and remember when Kanye got sued for inappropriate conduct in the workplace? Bianca also got named in a similar lawsuit against him. I'm talking about Kanye's lawsuit by his former assistant Lauren Pisciata. According to Lauren, Kanye initially hired her for the debut season of his Yeezy fashion brand, which went smoothly. She claimed their collaboration extended to working on tracks for his album Donda, although details about her specific role remain unclear since she wasn't credited on any tracks or the album itself. Things soon soured between Kanye and Lauren, and she exposed him for sending creepy texts like, "See, my problem is I be wanting to but then after I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been while I'm them. Then I want her to cheat on me." He would apparently go on to describe his intimate fantasies with vulgar language. Another time, she claimed that he texted her, saying, "Is my D racist? It is. This effing racist D of mine. I'm going to beat this E-racist D for being effing racist. I'm going to stare at pictures of white women with black behinds and beat the ish out of my racist D, beating the ish out of his big black C." As shocking as it may be, fans weren't entirely caught off guard. Several of Kanye's former employees had previously alleged that he engaged in highly inappropriate behavior, including reportedly playing adult films during staff meetings and even showing intimate photos of Kim Kardashian to job candidates during interviews. The accusations painted a troubling picture, adding yet another layer to the controversies surrounding him. Fans were seriously alarmed for Bianca after that unsettling video made the rounds, with many pleading for her to get out of what seemed like a downright disturbing situation. Concerns only grew when rumors emerged that Kanye was allegedly controlling every aspect of her life, from her wardrobe choices to her diet. To outsiders, it looked like she was trapped, another woman caught under his influence with no way out. The narrative painted her as a victim, and people genuinely feared for her well-being. But then, just when everyone thought they had the full picture, the situation took an unexpected and dramatic turn. Bianca's name surfaced in a new lawsuit against Kanye, but not in the way most assumed. Instead of being listed as a victim, she was named as a conspirator. That's right, Kanye's former employees are suing him over inappropriate workplace behavior. And according to their claims, Bianca allegedly played a role by sending an employee a link to explicit adult content. According to the lawsuit, this incident allegedly took place in April of last year when Kanye made the unexpected decision to explore the adult film industry. The move raised quite a few eyebrows, not just because it was an unusual career shift, but because it directly contradicted his own past statements. Kanye had been very vocal about his struggles with addiction to adult content, admitting that it had negatively impacted his life in ways he was trying to overcome. He had even gone as far as saying he was making a conscious effort to distance himself from it because of the damage it had caused him personally. So the idea that he would turn around and actively pursue producing that kind of material was nothing short of baffling. It wasn't just a contradiction. It made people question whether he had ever truly intended to leave that part of his life behind, or if something had changed that led him down this path. The whole situation left many wondering what was really going on behind the scenes. According to reports at the time, Bianca freaked out over Kanye's plans because she feared he was going to force her to star in them. An insider said, "She's freaking out, and with good reason. He's been strutting her around and dressing her like she's a P-star, and now she knows why." Bianca went along with him, parading her around like she was in some kind of freaky fashion show because she thought it could turn her into a star. But skin flicks are beyond the pale. But it looks like she eventually came around to the idea, even sharing links to adult content despite knowing that some underage employees might see it. Hey, at least she wasn't the one being forced into any shady situations. According to reports, the videos shared by Sensori, who has been married to the rapper since 2022, were accessible for underage staff. No guardrails were put in place to prevent the underage YZYVSN workers from working on Yeezy P, or to prevent them from being exposed to and being forced to view pornography to perform their work. Another source claimed that the lawsuit further alleges that Yee's wife, Bianca Sensori, sent one employee a file-sharing link containing hardcore sexual activity. The link was reportedly meant for the development of a porn app. which Ye announced plans for earlier in 2024. Kim is now making it clear that Bianca isn't the helpless victim everyone assumed she was. In fact, according to her, Bianca has been a fully willing participant in everything going on with Kanye. She even went so far as to say that Kanye has never forced Bianca into anything against her will, and that the internet has completely misread the situation by portraying her as trapped. From Kim's perspective, Bianca has been on board with Kanye's antics from the very beginning, and in her eyes is just as questionable as he is. But wait, there's more. See, according to Kim, Bianca's control goes beyond the subtle, because she has been making some bold moves in trying to control Kanye, and even got involved in his businesses. A source even revealed that Bianca runs the show, saying, Kanye West's new wife, Bianca Tensori, runs the show, including his daily schedule, and deals with all of his business affairs. If you think that's bad, well, it gets worse, because according to Kanye himself, Bianca has his bipolar medication. Y'all remember when Kanye crashed out in 2020 during his interesting campaign for presidency, and admitted that he and Kim weren't sure if they wanted to keep North when Kim got pregnant.
My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
This was embarrassing for Kim, but she still chose to show him grace, saying, as many of you know, Kanye has bipolar disorder. Anyone who has this or has a loved one in their life who does knows how incredibly complicated and painful it is to understand. I've never spoken publicly about how this has affected us at home because I am very protective of our children and Kanye's right to privacy when it comes to his health. But today, I feel like I should comment on it because of the stigma and misconceptions about mental health. She also said, I understand Kanye is subject to criticism because he is a public figure and his actions at times can cause strong opinions and emotions. He is a brilliant but complicated person who, on top of the pressures of being an artist and a black man, who experienced the painful loss of his mother and has to deal with the pressure and isolation that is heightened by his bipolar disorder. Those who are close with Kanye know his heart and understand his words sometimes do not align with his intentions. She then asked people to also show him some grace, saying, we as a society talk about giving grace to the issue of mental health as whole. However, we should also give it to the individuals who are living with it in times when they need it the most. I kindly ask that the media and public give us the compassion and empathy that is needed so that we can get through this. Thank you for those who have expressed concern for Kanye's well-being and for your understanding.
She started calling herself a bitch. I went to this doctor, one that worked with Justin Bieber, one that worked with, I'm not even gonna name other names and stuff. My wife took me to do that because she said, something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before. She's educated, so I've seen bipolar before. And come to find out it's really a case of autism that I have. And autism takes you to a Rain Man thing where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna wear this Trump hat, because I just like Trump in general. And then when people tell you to not do it, you just get on that one point. And that's my problem when fans tell me to do my album a certain way. I'll do it the opposite way just because la, 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 la. I got my money, right?
He also said this.
Out of your episode, a lot of people like medication. Do you take medication? Does it work for you? What gets you out of
I haven't taken the medication since I found out that it wasn't bipolar. That wasn't the right diagnosis. That I found out it was like autism. So
how does do you feel it working, or do you just take it just to make your wife happy because she says you should take it? Like, do you believe in the medication?
It's finding stuff that doesn't block the creativity. Obviously, that's what I bring to the world. You know, it's worth a ramp up. as long as y'all get the creativity, like, you know, it's like this.
Well, according to Kim, this is all a part of Bianca's ploy to control Kanye. Kanye's behavior has become more and more erratic since he got off his medications, which makes him easier than ever to manipulate. And it looks like she has been putting her back into it because she has somehow managed to get power of attorney over Kanye. According to reports, with the negative press surrounding him, Kanye is in need of a career revamp, and it seems his wife is going to be the one to do it. The U.S. Sun allegedly obtained documents that showed that Bianca was given special power of attorney over one of his properties back in March. The difference between power of attorney and special power of attorney is that the latter limits decision-making to specific circumstances. It continued, it is claimed she's been given control over his house in Hidden Hills, the same property that Kanye brought directly across the street from ex-wife Kim Kardashian. A source also claimed to the U.S. Sun that Bianca is planning on taking the reins on Kanye's business, so this might just be the beginning. And get this, after she filed for divorce a couple of days ago, she has been living alone in the mansion while Kanye moved into a hotel while they sort things out. So it looks like Bianca has Kanye right where she has him. And according to Kim, Bianca has been plotting this from the very start, while managing to keep an innocent profile in public and having fans think that Kanye was a villain in the story. These claims are wild, but I want to know if y'all believe Kim's claims, or do you think that she's just being salty? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next